So let's talk about something that's probably crossed your mind. Can you really use an AI chatbot, something like ChatGPT, to manage your money? And I mean, really manage it. Could it actually make you rich? We're going to dive into an experiment that put that exact idea to the test.
I mean, think about it. Could an AI genuinely replace a human financial advisor? Can you just hand over your portfolio and expect it to give you solid, trustworthy advice that'll help you retire someday? That really is the million-dollar question we're digging into here.
This whole thing started from a simple, almost throwaway suggestion. Someone just said, hey, why don't you just give your portfolio to ChatGPT and see what happens? It's one of those ideas that's so simple, it's kind of daring. So, what if you did?
Well, one journalist decided to do just that. She took the plunge. She used her own actual real-life investment portfolio and basically went on a mission to see if an AI could seriously help her secure her own retirement. So the goal was super clear. This wasn't just some fun thought experiment. The real challenge was to see if one of these large language models could look at her actual investments and spit out advice that was actually, well, useful. Let's see how that went. Okay, so first things first, before we even get to picking stocks or making big moves, maybe the single most powerful thing AI can do for your finances is just teach you stuff. For anyone who feels a little lost in the world of investing, this is a total game changer. And this isn't just a theory, right? We hear this from real people. New investors like Claren Florentina. She actually used ChatGPT to help her learn the ropes when she was just starting out. And her experience just nails it. AI is amazing for getting knowledge, but that feeling of confidence, of assurance, that's a whole other story.
This is really where AI shines. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're in a meeting or a class, and you're too embarrassed to ask what feels like a stupid question. Well, with an AI, that pressure is just gone. There's no judgment. You can ask it to explain something 10 different ways until it finally clicks. It's like having a patient economics professor on call 24/7.
So, what does this actually look like? Well, let's say you're reading an article and you stumble across a term like core satellite allocation. What is that? You can just give the AI a super simple prompt, just like this one, and ask it to explain it in plain English. And boom, just like that, the AI gives you this perfectly clear, easy to understand definition. It takes this complex piece of financial jargon and makes it something anybody can get in like 5 seconds. Suddenly, you've got the vocabulary to better understand your own money. Okay, now for the really juicy part. After getting the basics down, our journalist took her portfolio to both ChatGPT and a human financial advisor to see how their advice would stack up. It's the ultimate showdown, AI versus human. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. What's amazing is what they had in common. Both the AI and the human advisor, Mrs. Weber, they looked at the portfolio and immediately saw the same big problem. It was way too heavy on cyclical stocks. And get this, they both suggested the exact same strategy we just learned about, core satellite allocation. But, and this is a huge but, the way they got there was completely different. And that right there is the entire story. ChatGPT jumped straight to the what. It analyzed the data. But the human advisor, she started with why. Why are you even investing? What are your goals in life? Your fears? She built this whole picture of the person, not just the spreadsheet. That personal context made all the difference in the world. So, we've seen the potential, which is pretty cool. But now, we gotta have a serious reality check. Because there are some huge risks you absolutely need to know about before you start plugging your life savings into a chatbot. This quote from another person who tried this out, Tan Ni, he just hits the nail on the head. He said he found AI was a great supportive tool for bouncing ideas around, but when it was time to actually make a decision, he knew that financial planning is just too personal for a machine. And experts are flagging some really big issues here. First, AI can hallucinate. That's a weird word, but it just means it can make stuff up and state it with complete confidence. It can also get swept up in hype, like with meme stocks, just reinforcing what's popular instead of what's smart. And of course, it knows nothing about you. All this can just lead to this overwhelming flood of information, leaving you totally paralyzed and unsure of what to do next. All right, so let's pull all of this together into a smart strategy. The best way to think about AI is not as the pilot of your financial plane. Think of it as your co-pilot, a really powerful tool that helps you navigate, but you're still the one flying the plane.
So here it is, your 5-step playbook for using AI the right way. Number 1, use it as your tutor to learn the basics. 2, use it to brainstorm ideas and explore different possibilities. 3, and this is non-negotiable, you have to fact-check everything it tells you. 4, always talk through its ideas with a real qualified human. And number 5, the most important one, remember, you are the CEO of your money. You make the final call.
And really, that's the bottom line. AI is incredible at giving you information. It can process mountains of data in a blink. But information is not the same thing as wisdom. Wisdom, well, that comes from your life experience, from understanding yourself, and from making judgments based on your unique goals.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. An AI can give you information in an instant. But as we've seen, that's only one piece of the puzzle. Where does real financial wisdom, the kind that actually builds a secure future, truly come from? Thanks for watching.